Hello everyone, welcome to the first panel discussion brought to you by Minds of IIM. Minds of IIM is a special interest group in the form of a platform for students to share their knowledge and experiences. The goal of this panel discussion series is to explore corporate phenomena and understand the cause and effect linkages pertaining to it. Having been founded in 2007 by Sachin and Vinny Bansal, who are both alumnus of the prestigious IIT Delhi and ex-employees of Amazon, Flipkart is a story of success in the nascent Indian e-tail industry. In its first 6 years of operation, Flipkart has tapped the vast potential for price-sensitive Indian customers who demand highly reliable convenience buying. So far, Flipkart has lived up to the expectations pretty efficiently. Flipkart recently took the corporate world by surprise by raising $160 million in the midst of an economic downturn from investors who have already invested heavily in their robust concept and in their march forward. Flipkart has not yet broken even, but that has not stopped it from being valued at approximately 9,900 crore rupees according to MIH India. Here in this panel discussion today, we look to discuss the business model and evaluate theirs and the Indian e-tail's growth prospects. We have speakers here from different programs of IIM Ranchi with a lot of knowledge about the topic at hand. I'd like to introduce you to them. First, we have Mr. Anup Sinha, who is the regional manager at Maruti Suzuki India Limited. Second, we have Mr. Nitin Verma, who is an FTM scholar. Third, we have Mr. Tarun Gupta, who is a second year PGDM student. And we have Mr. Nitin Ningaya, who is a first year PGDM student. So, the first question that we would like to discuss about is to evaluate the business model of Flipkart, and perhaps Mr. Nitin Ningaya could start off on that.
Thank you. Good afternoon, dear panelists. Well, Flipkart being the leader in the whole e-commerce industry in India, why did actually Flipkart come into business? The huge potential for the growth in the whole e-commerce industry, and their main objective was to actually renovate the whole wheel of the e-commerce in India. There were already some traditional market players, but they're not into that distribution and the supply chain which is required for the customers. So Flipkart started off as an online retailer. So the business was very, very simple. You get actually the source from the various vendors and then sell it to the customer with the best quality, with the best customer service that is required. So why did they start off with the whole book business in 2007? The traditional brick and mortar industry was actually operating in around 20 to 25% in the whole book segments. And that was quite simple. So if you start an online e-commerce business, so they can actually source it in 5 to 8% profit business, which is as simple as they could actually put in. And the other problem that was facing the Indian customers was that the whole customer experience, the whole online gateway, the experience in the online business that were required. So the major focus was Flipkart was on the logistics and the supply chain. So they invested immensely on that, try to bring the good customer experience of the website, so that with minimum wait time that was actually required for them to process and all these things. And the second aspect was the technology aspect. Okay, they were updated with the latest technology, which was actually saying the new innovations with the big data, which actually they helped them to trying to beat it in the market. So their aspiration was to become the Amazon in India and actually to break into the whole e-commerce industry. So I think, and very recently we got to know that actually from this inventory-driven model, they actually moved to a marketplace model. Because there was a lot of speculation, the reason being because there were huge inventory costs and the whole and their low ticket pricing was one of the reasons for concern. And the whole marketplace model, online marketplace model, where their vendors are going to list in their products, so which actually going to reduce the burden on their own. So this new model actually helped the new investors to actually raise more money on this aspect. So this is in brief actually what Flipkart's business model is.
A few things, like I particularly think that Flipkart is a success story as many people believe it to be, but a few dig down the numbers will tell us how successful the current model is. So currently if we see, they wanted to have a good supply chain logistics system that is being possibly a DHL in India. They wanted to have almost all the products on their website, that is trying to be the Walmart in India. And possibly in the end they wanted to have each and every customer in India on their website, so that is being a Facebook. So the problem where I see Flipkart had was they were trying to be a DHL, a Walmart and a Facebook all at the same time. And that is where things started going wrong. They were not able to focus on a particular domain where they could build an expertise and probably build on to another model. If you look into the stats now, they have, before the current round of investing, that is 1,000 crores, they had already invested 1,200 crores into the business. They had more than 80 million unique visitors in the last 12 months. That is around 90% of the traffic in India that goes online. and their average revenue per user was 1/4 of that of Amazon. So despite having almost the entire India on their website, their average revenue was less. They were making losses of 50 crore rupees per month, despite investing 1,200 crore rupees. So I believe that the shift that we are talking about from an inventory-based management to a marketplace was actually a survival tactic, then actually a improvement in the business model.
I kind of agree, to what you just said. They probably did this for survival, and also, there are probably some other components like competitive posturing. For example, how do you, adapt yourself to the new marketplace? Because as India opens up to new players, for example, Amazon, and we'll talk about this as we go. They need to make massive investments, not only to thrive, but even just to survive. So this shift is necessary, and there are actually two schools of thought from analyst point of view, and I'm from that analysis kind of background. So one perspective is that they are growing, as some people say, and as it's been publicized. The other perspective is that actually these are bad times for them, and from the VC perspective, if you think about it, some people have already invested so much money in this. It's a sunk cost, but they have to get the money back somehow. So this is probably it could eventually turn out to be something totally different than what it is appearing to be right now. It could just be that they are building up so that maybe Amazon can get them. Who knows? Because all these VCs, they have within this year, in June and then now, 360 million is what they have acquired, and before that, if you take into account, it's about $540 million, which is massive, and honestly, there is no signs of huge revenue proportionate to that kind of investment. So I think we would probably have to be very careful when you talk about valuation of this company, and there are articles which say that this company is singularly valued more than the market capitalization of 10 other retailers. Probably this needs to be dissected more, and we need to probably do the right visualization.
Very rightly said, respected panelists. In addition to what we have been discussing about Flipkart, we need to evaluate one more aspect. See, Flipkart did three important things to reposition themselves. The first, introduced cash on delivery method. They just wanted to reach to the demand of the highly volatile and young generation of the country who wanted quick service of their products which were available online. So cash on delivery. But this particular aspect which they brought in created more problem than solution. Actually, they were the fund rotation increased, and they were dependent on the mercy of logistics companies. So that's why they brought in their own logistics company, eCart. So these were the first two important repositioning which they did. The third one is what rightly said, shifting from own inventory to a marketplace inventory. So these are three things. But these all changes need to be evaluated in context of the current market scenario of country. How the e-commerce in the country is developing, what is the prospect, how is the market size, and what is the developments which are happening. We need to understand that Indian country, the India as a country, is having the mobile internet penetration of almost 143 million, which is roughly only 10% of the population. So there is a long way to go now. Number one. Number two important point is that out of this 143 million internet users, almost 87 million are on mobile. So in addition to e-commerce, actually m-commerce is increasing at a very fast pace in India. And also the average time spent by these users in our country has increased by almost by 33%. And also, the online retail contributes to 60% of the online penetration which is being done in the e-commerce scenario. So the market is huge, and it is still in a nascent stage. There are many things which needs to be resolved, like people will not trust the online retailers at the first place, and also the majority of market is also coming from the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. So a robust mechanism need to be in place, which Flipkart is actually trying to do. So I feel this robust model which they have recently changed into will give us a good result in long term.
Well, I would like to actually beg to differ in a couple of points made. Well, why are we looking at it as a loss-making company actually at this point of time? See, actually, say, only at this, when did they start expanding to look at back? So only when they reached in their own book segment, when they reached 80% of the online market, that's when they thought of expanding to various other markets. Right? I think that's when actually, and what are the product they're dealing with? They're into lifestyle products, electronics products, basically majorly. And the brick and mortars actually, the lifestyle products are actually goes at a margins of 40 to 45%. And for an online retailer, you're running with just, with just a website and this one, with low margins, they've been able to bring much higher profits, which is quite important. And the other reason is for them to provide a customer experience. It's important to build a trust among people. And so only after you have a significant of customers coming to you, the other vendors will come and list on me. So then I can charge better margins on them. So it was not important for Flipkart to actually concentrate on a loss. You can't evaluate Flipkart looking at their net profits. Okay, they evaluate based on the number of unique customers they're visiting, how many times the customers are revisiting and buying my products. I think that's more important to evaluate in this situation.
Actually, I would like to make 2 points with respect to what we are discussing in terms of, let's evaluate why this shift. So, in terms of, even if we take today, that Flipkart is a good company, there are so many unique visitors it has, but it has not been able to break even. It is suffering losses on a monthly basis. That is around 50 crore rupees per month loss that they make. And now, in light of the recent events, that is a lot of retailers, around 1,000 retailers in Bangalore have lodged a complaint against Flipkart with Competition Commission of India, asking them to, because Flipkart is selling things at a very cheap price, which the retailers can't afford. And the basic argument that retailers have, how can you compete with a person who does not want to make profits? So they are saying that you bring in 3,400 crores of equity from, let's say, around the world, and then you try to push in your products to the customers at a cheaper price, which the retailers can't afford as of now. So the business model from that point of view goes for a toss there. Then the second thing, it's a different analogy that we can look into, is the latest investment of 1,000 crores. So if we see, let's say from an investor's point of view, Flipkart did not break even, they did not make profits till now. But if, let's say, if there are a set of investors who have invested close to 1,200 crore rupees already into an investment, and it's not making profits as of now, and if, let's say, the Flipkart goes again to those set of investors and says, we have not been able to break even right now, you don't give us the next 1,000 crores, we probably might not survive. And with this, the next set of 1,000 crores, we are going to make these changes, we are going to make a market-oriented model, we are going to have more number of volumes, we are going to reduce our cost. That is the primary, keeping the inventory part that was considered. So this 1,000 crores, some people are actually viewing it as investors' trust into the business, but a different analogy can be that it was a last-minute push in to actually keep the company surviving and afloat.